Hello everyone, my name is Farhana and today I'm going to explain you the strobogrammatic number. So there is a problem statement, I'll explain you about that later, but first of all we need to understand what this means. The strobogrammatic number is a number when rotated 180 degree, it resembles same as the number which was at the first. For example, if we rotate, I have given you two examples over here. If we rotate 9, then it will form 6. If we rotate 8 by 180 degrees, it will return 8. Similarly, 6, if we rotate it, we'll get 9, 1 as 1, 0 as 0. So, if we rotate 9, 8, 8, 6, we'll get the same number. If we rotate 1001, we'll get the same number. So, as you have understood now what this means, now let's dive into the main problem statement. So here is the main problem statement. So we are given a non-zero number which contains digits only 0, 1, 6, 8 and 9 as I mentioned in the before slide. And we have to identify these we have to identify the strobogrammatic numbers. We have to identify all the possible 4 digits that must be of 4 digits. First, it must be 4 digits without leading zeros, second constraint. And the third constraint is the digits in a number can be repeated multiple times, right? So it must be a strobogrammatic number which appears the same when rotated 180 degrees. And then we have all these then we have to collect all these four digit numbers as a result, and we have to arrange it in ascending order. And after that, if we have no such kind of numbers, then we have to print -1 for that. So this is a simple example over here. We are given a number 109. So that possible the possible results are 1001 and 141, right? How does that goes? Like, look at this. These are the few number of permutations, the few permutations out of this number. The 1101 when rotated 180 degree becomes 1011, which is not same as this number, right? So this is not valid. So if we had a number like I showed you in this slide, if we had a number containing 689, for example, a number has 689, so one of the possible result time would be this 9886, right? So this is what this problem explains. And if we get the given number is 9 or any single digit number or 9 or 6, then if reversed as by 180 degrees, then it will produce a resultant of 46 and 6666, right? But if it's 111, then it will give us the number, right? So I hope you understood the problem statement very well, and now we'll dive into the solution. Here the solution. In the solution, I'll explain you three methods which I've used. First is find numbers to get the numbers, valid numbers, and then the second method is generate permutation. Generate P, which is generate permutations, to generate all the permutation related to the given string, right? Then we have is strobo, like to check whether the number is strobogrammatic or not, right? Let's start. First you'll scan the input, and then you set a result array list, result array list, in which you'll call the method find numbers, and you'll pass input as a parameter. Okay, so let's say assume that this result array list contains all the strobogrammatic numbers which are valid, right? And if this result is empty, then it will print -1. If it's not, then it will print the result by joining the commas in between, right? So the main method, it's this one, find numbers. Here comes the main part where I have a hash map called pairs, where on the left side there are keys and the right side there are values. You can the 180-degree rotation of 0 is 0, but the 180-degree rotation of 6 is 9. So here I have mapped what are the rotated numbers would look like, would represent, right? So this is the hash, that's why I use this hash map. And then after that I have used a character array known as digits to just store all the characters which are there in input string. As I showed you in the input string, for example, input has 109. This character array will contain 0, 1 and 9 as the characters. Then I have this permutation set. Permutation set will store all the permutation in the permutation generated by the number, right? All, whether irrespective of whether it satisfies whether the satisfies is strobogrammatic number or not, it will contain all the possible permutation which are of the size 4. Right? After that, we'll call this method generate p, passing the digits character array and a empty string which will store the string built, I mean the number built till now, right? If you are building, if you take an example 109, if 110 is built, that if 111 is built, so it will store 111 and the further numbers will be included in the next steps, right? So 4 is the size, length of the string, that must be length of the number. Then we pass the p set, that is permutation set, right? To store all the values, all the permutations in this set. Next, let us assume that this is the resultant which we get, right? We stored all the permutation in the permutation set, and then we will check whether basically this function will return the result, right? So I'm just skipping this. I'll explain you these two functions later on. I'm just explaining you. Let's assume p set has all the permutation, and now it's required to check whether the permutations are valid. I mean the numbers in the permutation the numbers in the p set are strobogrammatic or not. So we'll check first. First we'll take first string num out of the p set, and then if the length of the number is 4 and the character at 0 is not equal to 0, and if the number is strobogrammatic, yes, if it returns true, then that number will be added to our resultant array list, right? And then this will continue, right? And after that, we'll sort it according to the ascending order. As in the problem statement it was mentioned, the numbers, the resultant must be sorted in the in the ascending order, right? And then we'll return the result. So this is the main this is the how the method find number works, right? Next, I'll explain you the main two helper methods, I mean functions. So in this we'll pass the character digits, the character array digits, and then the string current, which holds how far the string is built, int length, and set which is permutation set, right? If the current length, I mean the length of the string current is equal to 4, then we'll add it into the permutation set, right? And then we'll return it. I will return back. This is the recursive function. As you may see, I request you to perform all the recursion, I mean all the steps, and backtrack it, like to check what's happening in this function. You'll surely get to know about this. Then generate p, then we'll recursively call. For example, let me give you an example. If 109, first digits in digits array, 1 will be the digit, so current will add 1, right? And then the length will be 4 and p set. Okay, right? So now the length of the length of the string is 1. So this doesn't satisfy, come to here. Then the digit is 1, again 1. Then it will add to current. Now the current will become 1 1, right? And then it will pass on false. Then it 1 1. Then this becomes current becomes 1 1 1. Then pass again. Like this. This is the recursive method. It will go on further. Then estrobo. Estrobo is a function, is a method which tells you whether the given string is strobogrammatic or not. So it uses two parameters. One is string number and another is map. Map, which is this one, right? This one. Whether it tells 0, the 180-degree rotation of 6 is 9 and 9 is 6, 8 is 8, like that. So this function, this method tells you about that. So you took two variables, left and right. Left is starting from the start and right is starting from the end of the string. And when left is less than right, you'll take the characters from the each end, like left end and the right end. You'll compare it with one another. If that pairs hash map contains the key, doesn't contains the key, then or else, if let's say in the 0th position of a string and at the 3rd position of the string, right? At the 0th position we have 1 as a number, as a character at 0th position. So pairs dot get left character. Left character would be 1, right? 1 is mapped to 1. So this will return 1, right? And then the string, in the string, if the right character is at the third position of the string, right? Third index of the string. And here, if the character is 9, so 1 will not be equal to 9, right? So the number is not strobogrammatic. So this will return false, right? Then we'll increment left and decrement right, and then it will return true if both the condition satisfies. Both the condition, this condition doesn't satisfy it, it will come out of the loop, and then you can return the number is strobogrammatic, right? This will return true over here, and then the result will be added, the number will be added to the result, and then the result will be returned to the main. Then it will print all the required strings, all the numbers which satisfy the given problem statement. That's my solution. Thank you so much. So now you have already understood the method 1 to generate all the permutation and then filter off. Now there is another method which is more efficient compared to method 1, where you can construct valid number directly. Like you don't have to generate all the permutation related that comes from that number and then filter out. Rather than just focus on constructing valid numbers. I just want you, as you have understood the method 1, I just want you to try the method 2. I'll just give you some hint, like use two-pointer approach to build the number from the start and the end, right? Then you just use the hash map, right? So the key value at the start and the value of that key, that should be at the end of the number. So this is how then you increment the left and decrement the right. Then you do the same for the continue doing the same. Then just try it recursively, add a valid digit pair to form the number, and then you just validate the number to ensure they only use the input digits, right? So this is how the method 2, I just gave you a hint. I just want you to try, just pause it and try it. If not, just proceed. I'll explain you the solution over here. So now I'll explain you the solution for the method 2. First, we'll take the input, and we have took the set for the input digit. For example, if someone gives me an input like 90018, so I must store only 9, 0, 1 and 8 in this set. So I added all those digits into the set, and then I took the pairs hash map, where I showed what is the 180 degrees rotation of each number over here, and then I used result set to store unique strobogrammatic numbers, right? Then there is a method known as generate result. I just called the recursive function generate result to construct the numbers. This will give me the resultant set right? The resultant set, and which then will be stored in the array list, and we'll check if it's empty, then we'll print -1, whereas if it's not empty, then we'll sort in the ascending order, and then we'll join commas and print it, right? So after that, let's look into the generate result method. So in generate result method, the int position is 0. This is the starting index of the string which we are, the resultant string which we are constructing, right? That is initially 0, and the 4 is the length of the number to be constructed, right? That must be 4, as that is mentioned in the problem statement. New char 4 is the placeholder array, right? Is a placeholder array for constructing the number. Next is input digits, which is this one. All the input digits are passed, and the pairs hash map is passed, and the resultant set is passed. Like all these last three are just to stored set, map, and set. Now let's dive into the base case of this method, right? First, if the position exceeds the middle index, that is n by 2, then a candidate number is, a number is complete. Like think of it, we are constructing a number from left and then right. If we are constructing 1 0 0 1, then we are constructing it from left. We will store, I'll explain you why this is, you'll understand why this is happening over here, right? So if we have constructed a number halfway, then the other halfway will also be will automatically be constructed. That you'll understand over here, right? If it reaches the middle, exceeds the middle index, the number is complete. Then we have to check if the number only contains the valid digit through the is valid function, and then if it's valid, then the number is added to the result set and returned, right? Next, we'll dive into the recursive step. In the recursive step, we have to iterate over all strobogrammatic digit pairs, right? Character key of pairs dot key set. We are storing the value of the key in the value, and then we are checking if the position is 0. To just remove the initial 0 condition. If the number starts with 0, then just skip that part and continue, or else just store that key value, like the key value in the initial starting position, key at the position, and the value at the n-1 position of the current string, right? Of the current character character array, right? After that, over here you have recursively construct the next part of the number with the position +1, right? That's it with the recursive step. I hope you understood why I did this over here, key and value with the position and n-1 position. Like it's the start. If it's 0, then it would be 3. If it's 2, if it's 1, then it will be 2. So this is how the things work. If the key value is 0, then key is 1, then the value will be 1. If the key is 6, then the value will be 9. So we just recursively called for the next iteration by giving next part of the number, which is position +1, right? To move it further, then we have is valid method that validates checks all the digits in the constructed number are the part of input digits or not. So we have passed the number and the set input digit. So we'll just iterative check whether the input digits this contains the number, the character in the number contains input digits contains that character in it. So if it doesn't, then it will return false, or else it will return true. I hope you got a rough idea or a complete idea of this method too. I seriously think that you will understand it eventually after looking at the code properly. I'm not providing you with the GitHub link just because I want you to write it down by your own, like code it, try it, and I'm sure that you'll surely figure it out. Thank you for patient hearing, and I hope you understood and liked my video. Thank you very much.